police use water cannons and pepper spray on the government protests. But anger and frustration continue to grow. And in 2016, a huge scandal erupts. It reveals that President Park is most certainly not the leader who will rein in chaebol power. In fact, she's especially cozy with South Korea's most powerful chaebol families. Illegally cozy.
Favors, it shouldn't be a thing. If she has favors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 families, she's in debt. But she's not gonna say it. She has a problem not probably having to deal with these favors because they control her and her actions because of favors that she must do in part of favoring the companies and not the people of South Korea. So the quote-unquote favors, which I would call debts in my opinion, that she has to return. If not returned, she's now having a blackmail something or something happened to her that she has done with these companies illegally that is now being sent to the public and everyone's going to see it.
President Park is found entangled in a web of backroom deals with leaders of Samsung and other corporate executives. Park accepted substantial bribes in exchange for governmental favors. Samsung made a $36 million donation to her best friend's nonprofit, which Park rewarded by greenlighting a controversial merger. This merger gave the Samsung family even more control over the country's most powerful chaebol. The head of the family is Lee Jae-yong, often called the Crown Prince of Samsung. The bribery scandal toppled Park's presidency.
피진해를 파면한다.
She was the first ever president of South Korea to be impeached. She was sentenced to 24 years in prison and fined $17 million. Lee Jae-yong was also arrested and sentenced to 2.5 years. Park is succeeded by Moon Jae-in. He promises not to pardon anyone convicted of corruption. But the influence of Samsung and Lee Jae-yong proved difficult to curb. Moon ends up pardoning him after just 1 year. The new president admits that those who condemn Lee's crimes are in the right, but that the nation needs him. The economy relies too heavily on Samsung to have its leader in jail. With so much power, Lee Jae-yong is effectively above the law. And in some ways, this pardon was just business as usual. Lee's father had also been convicted of bribery and fraud in the 90s, but hadn't served a day of his sentence. A 2022 poll recorded 70% of the public approving the decision. Experts say it's because people fear an economic downturn. They believe if Samsung does well, South Korea does well. Lee continues to occupy a top position.
Own half of the fucking economy. South Korea is gonna just be invaded by North, and they're just gonna get. But then America's gonna come in and realize that we need South Korea. We definitely need South Korea's phones and other stuff. So we're gonna come in and try to save South Korea, which we can end up just kind of just taking North Korea for ourselves and just converting North to be South. You know, a part of our country, but that's not gonna happen. So we're just gonna make South Korea take North Korea. So, you know, if North Korea ever has plans on invading, they have to take out the companies first. Then their economy's just flat out just gonna fall over. No government spending is gonna happen because they need profits. Almost half the profits was from companies. Military spending, so it's just go down the fucking dog, down the water, because all the government's gonna try to spend on is saving themselves, not kind of barely help the military. Either that or they go immediately to the military and try to help them. That doesn't work out. And then they need help from basically the allies, which includes us as Americans.
Position at Samsung, now as CEO of Samsung Electronics. He's also the country's richest person. Already before, President Moon unexpectedly pardoned the former President Park after she served 5 years of her sentence. The reason he gave was to promote the people's unity. The dictator's daughter and the crown prince of Samsung both walk free. And while many everyday South Koreans express frustration with corruption, chaebol still hold considerable appeal. They're by far the most desirable places to work. Top chaebol offer much higher wages than regular companies. Every year, over 200,000 South Koreans scramble to apply for Samsung. As long as South Korea's wealthiest families control so much of the country's economy, the question remains if real reform is even possible.
It's probably possible. They can definitely do it if they take ideas from what we had from Luigi Manzioni and just fucking do them. The only problem is that getting away is gonna be harder, like significantly harder, because South Korea is not gonna let this even slide, like not even once. Because they will manhunt you down like crazy, like how that one president tried to do before she got impeached and pardoned by the new president. Which I think it just sounds dumb. What if they don't have a president that isn't just connected to these families and somehow still gets favorable to even become president and doesn't have any favors, nothing between the rules it and make sure that the government has more spending, has more money in the economy than they do. If that is possible, then South Korea can just be a competitor against the United States, because then they're actually, their economy doesn't rely on companies and favors. If it doesn't rely on companies and favors, they won't be stuck in this half deal, half economies being government companies. One of these three goes down immediately. They have nothing. Absolutely nothing. Done my fair bit into my idea. Alright, so let's get on to my idea that I was bringing to light. The first one is going to be kind of a simple one. The second one's going to take forever. The second one might be just making a stream on Twitch and then converting it to a YouTube thing. Need pictures. Hella pictures I had. 3 slots? What the hell is this? Is this all the games that Casino's own? Let's play this one. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, I have a credits. Yeah. That's 26 lines? Huh. This is interesting. Whoa. Oh, wait. Oh. This doesn't. Why am I gaming? This is retarded. It's gonna. Does it go up? It's going down. This is treeslats.com. No money needed. Oh. 3 J's. This is more. I don't know how people find this exciting. Like, I can't find this exciting at all. I'm just pressing the spin button over and over again. And it's not gonna take forever to lose it all. 26. No! Yeah, 80. I don't want that. What again? 35? Huh. What the fuck? No, I got a fish. Are you serious? This is just pictures. These are just PNG of animals, bro. Again. Stop giving me credits. I don't want to win. I want to lose. I'm hella bored at this point. Okay, let's go to something else. No. Oh, there's more. That's it. Why is there only 2 modern ones? Everything else is all boring. Look at this one. One line? Let's pay table. Ah, I understand. Ah, fuck. Thank God. No. Oh, that's close. No. Look. Oh, trying to make me win. I know what I'm doing. Fuck. Wanting to lose. Lose all the money. No, don't go to 40. Stop it. I gotta stop getting it. This is retarded. This is actually boring as fuck. I can't find this. I just want to see like what's all the things are about. What's this one? I can play poker. Oh, I didn't even start yet. Fuck. Hmm. Hmm. Very interesting, these games. This. No. Alright, back to my idea. I just needed pictures of the slot machines. No, it's not what I wanted. Need you. Copy. Paste. I need to zoom out. Yeah. Shrink that down. Zoom back. Yeah, not like that. Right, please unmove. No. Fuck. Right. Check. Ah, fuck. I have to use something else. Hold on. Right. Vertex. Big square. Yeah. Right. So we have slots. We're gonna picture which one of those big ones. Guys, this is fine. Then we get tape up. False. Yes, there's that. Rat. That's where that. Image. Paste. Showing the white background. The table's right here. Okay, and then Pinko or Plinko, whatever the machine is. So, or just do Japanese casino. That's just whatever. These things. Or is it these? At least this. Copy image. Somewhere else. Yeah, put them in here. Let's make it bigger. These are the main three slots, tables, and the Japanese casino things. I don't know what they're called. Pinball, right? That's whatever. So, here's a new gambling idea, right? Brand, like, this is thought of, this is just a concept at the moment. I haven't really tested this. I wouldn't make this an online thing. You know how CSGO's cases are a thing? Let's see, let's go cases. There's another one. COD cases and Battlefront, all those like loot boxes shit. Right? You know, when that was an epidemic, for like, there were like 7 games and then they just all dropped it. Instead of that, and instead of subscriptions to the thing, right? What if you have to make it in person? Where it's not where you have to watch it online, so you can just easily know that this character's this thing's good at that. So those games and stuff like that. No, I'm not making an online casino. I'm not making a personal online casino. I wouldn't do that because that's too much money and there's too many loopholes. I need to jump through. Too much money to risk. What I would do is this, right? Let me type it out. Right. Expand it. Make sure. Make sure. Make sure. Gambling idea. Straight to there. Down. Right. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Right. So we have this. We have one side that's just full on idea, like standard gambling. All these 3. I don't know if there's any more left. I don't know. Slots, tables, and pinball. But I could probably look it up. Okay, great. What are like the different ones? There you go. So we got lottery, craps, online, roulette, bingo. Oh, I forgot bingo counts. Scratch cards. I don't know why these 2 are somewhat different. Horse racing, Keno. That's new. And sports betting. So slots. What is this? I've never heard of this. And then there's types of gambling. Social gambler? The fuck is this? Sports betting. Card games. How? Okay, they really. Google, come on. What is this? I don't know what Keno is. So it's a lottery thing. Right? What the fuck is Keno though?
Hey guys, Alex here. We won a 50 for a 5 spot. And
Still not bad, but
still
it's
not bad.
838.
And station casinos, you have to pay a higher denomination to get to that. Like if you just play a penny, you only get 750. But if you go to 2
Gotcha.
cents and higher, they give you more back.
I see.
And the rest of these are all pretty standard. 10, 10, 10, 7. So
Yeah,
nice little
same
hits
thing,
there.
right?
Okay.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to the game.
Okay.
We're going to we got to put the money in.
the
So
money
here
in.
it is. Money going in. Boom. All right, now, the first thing I do is I hit this, bet 1, bet 2, bet 3, bet 4.
And that means
And if-
1 coin per card, right?
Okay, but as long as you don't, if you have these cards selected, you can bet more per card. But if you're on the whole
Gotcha.
pane where you see all 4 cards, hitting this button 1, 2, 3, 4
Yep.
will fire it up in order.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Now you can go erase. If you hit erase from this screen, it erases everything.
Okay.
If you go to, then you can go to card A. All right, so what we introduced the other day is sort of compounding your numbers. I talked to quite a few people in the gaming business, either do 1 to 5 or 6 to 10, believe it or not. I don't know whether it is that you feel, but here, today we're gonna do that. We're gonna do 1 to 5. Card B, we're gonna do a 5. We're gonna do that compounded to a 7 spot. We're gonna do a, you ready? Lon?
Yeah.
You ready,
Oh
Lon?
yeah, I'm ready.
We're gonna do 5 there, 5 there, and then we're gonna go and we're gonna encapsulate all of those. All right. So if we go in, we should have everything compounded on that 8. We're gonna hit a 5,
get
2
this.
5s, a 7, and an 8, and
That's
win
like
all
$1
of those.
million, right?
Yeah, not $1 million.
Oh.
You got to play Powerball for that. All right, ready?
I was excited. Okay.
I know. All right, hit the button.
I hit first?
Yeah, and you can adjust the speed on this here by doing this,
Okay.
depending on how much time you have. All
Okay.
right, it's
Ready?
gonna go
Here
fast.
come the magic fingers.
Oh God. Wow, that's impressive. You got to
No
hit.
magic.
Well, hit this on the screen
Oh,
then.
really?
Yeah.
We got a defective machine.
No, I know.
Look at that. Oh,
it's, all
right
right,
there. We're
ready?
up 6 quarters.
Well, that's a win right off
It is
the
a
bat.
win. It's
I
$1.50.
mean,
We should just cash out and go right now.
Yeah, no. We need money. We need money for slots, Lauren.
Oh yes, yes. Keep going.
There we go. No, we need more noise.
So it's just chance. It's really just like, fun chance at this moment. So you just pick numbers from 1 to 80. And it just so it just randomly selects numbers. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I know what Keno is now. Keno. Sports betting. Oh wait, I didn't see what this was. Baccarat? I don't know what this is. I know what Keno is. Images. Oh. Yeah. There's the images for it. It's just this, whatever the machines are. So we take all of these. Bam. Right? All the new ones. I had to look it up a little bit. Right? Now we have all the standard ones that I know, except for all the new ones, except for like sports betting. All that stuff. That will come into later. It's all just, there's that and then etc. And you know what standard stuff does. Then there's a fine line between gambling and gaming, right? There's gaming, which has basically almost every type of video games, every genre, stuff like that, right? Now, make a line. I'm going to make it a little bigger. Right in the middle. We take this, we have standard, and then we have I can't say modern. Standard to modern and standard / modern gambling, and then we have gaming gambling. I will type it out. Two ideas. Standard / modern gambling and gaming gambling. Now this is going to be split up into two sections. There's going to be one where it's betting and only sports betting because it's team games. And then there's going to be one that's just going towards standard gambling with all this stuff, which is all fighting games. Now, let's go to all the fighting games and stuff like this. It includes Smash, team fighting games like those two ones, standard, Tekken, which is the 360 one. Mobile I won't count because that's too much work, and I don't think they even do like CPUs versus CPUs or bots against bots. Then there's the 3D like Powers one, the Naruto stuff, the anime fighters, the superhero ones, Mortal Kombat. That one fighting game that's like where you can get one hit and the whole game's over. I don't remember what it's called. I don't know if there's anything else I'm missing. I think it's mostly covered. It's all the topics, right? Yeah, Tekken, stuff like that. And we have and we got the team-based ones. Among Us does not count because you don't. It's literally just two people against one. Two people against like the rest. And then there's one. This one doesn't count. This one doesn't count. This one doesn't count because at that point you might as well just watch the NBA and just sports bet from there. Minecraft doesn't count because there's too many factors within Minecraft, and it doesn't take. It takes too long. That's not even a video game. Well, sometimes it's not. Scavenger Hunt doesn't count either. That's like you have to do something. This doesn't count either because it's PvE, not PvP. There is some PvP aspects, but I don't know if that takes too long. Same with Warframe. Fortnite doesn't count either. Diablo doesn't count. That's a fighting game. Yes, yeah, this doesn't count because it's open world and it takes too long. This also doesn't really have like it has PvP aspects, but it's not like popular as PvE. It's mostly PvE. The aspects. It's like half PvE, half PvP. You don't count because too many factors with the same thing. You're a fighting game. You do count. But at that point, well, actually, no, this is kind of different than actual soccer. So you can actually run into people and they don't like take fouls and stuff like that. You just blow up and then you respawn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You don't count because you're also like you take too many factors like these three. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, and there's more. There's gonna be a bunch of these things. I use an example. I'm gonna take like 3 pictures from each one. And Tekken 8. That's one. That's one. Or Tekken series. We got you. And then we got you. 3 examples of fighting games and team games. This all has to be in person. We are not making this online. If you make this online, then it's too easy to really cheat. And at that point, if you're making it online, just play the game at that point. If you're betting online on these video games, at that point, you might as well just play the game yourself. Because that's so boring and no one wants to watch, no one wants to see a bet of online video games of bots playing. Then at that point, you might as well just play against the bot yourself. So these have to be all in person. No online. All in person casinos. How the casinos dodge the loophole of the government, stuff like that. So we got Street Fighter. It's on the gaming site. C1. Super Mario Bros. Or Smash. Copy image. That's smaller than I thought. Let's do. Yeah, Tekken. It's really small. And then there's 2. Okay, so what about the team games? Well, we got Counter-Strike. These are just examples, because there's so many games that you can use for all these gambling ideas. Like, there's so many team games, so many, like, RTS kind of counts because it does have bots against bots, I think. So you can use RTS as a reason. That take a while, right? Like, there's just using these 6 as an example because they're most popular right now. Yeah, these 6 and the standard 5, which is 10 more, are the divide between gambling. Now, these are the new ideas that I want to bring in, right? So we have 2 halves of gaming gambling. And we're not taking ideas from loot boxes. Loot boxes don't count as gambling because you're not really winning money from them. You're winning items and skins and other stuff like that. So they don't count. You're not winning actual money from that. Same thing with like these. You're winning chips that you then turn into third party, and then you then go to third parties and get money from them. But they're different because you actually get earnings and stuff like that, and you can stuff. And so these don't count. Well, these technically don't count in a way if you only use the loot box system or the win or the buy items, stuff like that. Then it doesn't work like that. No. We are not doing that. What we're doing instead is this. So we use the bot or the CPU's functioning of the code and stuff like that, right? So we go into the game onto the machines, whether or not it's either the slot machines or the screens that you're watching. Right? You set it up to where this bot is playing against this bot, and they all have to be random. Each character has to be random, and stages have to be random. If it's a stage that doesn't like move, or basically stuff, except for Tekken or have the stages where they collapse and stuff like that. I think so does Guilty Gear, but it's just the wall. And you have to use the wall as a combo thing. So certain games, Smash for sure has to be like you only can use legal stages, and these bots can only use legal stages without hazards on it. Items is not going to make it any helpful, unless you make it like a tournament where you use items like that, like the Smash rule set, right? So let's do this. Half of the like fighting games and only fighting games. It can be any fighting game. It can be horrible ones. It can be really good ones. It can be very niche ones that nobody knows. It can be really like really weird ones that everyone knows, but it's funny, it's bad. Or it's really weird ones where it's funny, it's like it's really good and everyone likes it. Or it can just be a horrible game that no one likes. Right? You take those, you put them on slots. It would make sense because it's a screen. Technically, you're looking at a screen and you're watching the thing go. So what if we change that entire concept only for the screen part? You know, there's the betting part where it's like the lower part. You keep the betting part. You keep the lower betting part. And the little icon and the little like hub area for the wins. You keep the lower part of that. And you put on the top part where the screen's at the fighting game. So you would have to then convert this and convert all that stuff into like the fighting game. So what you would have to do is load up the game, have the game on load, and then select it. Then it goes through this. It goes through the bots, and it goes through the stage. Picks all of them are random, so you can't like pick a character. So it's not like unfair, and you can constantly win. Now, it's always random. You can't pick a character. You can't pick a stage. So it's always random no matter what you pick. You get a random character. You get a random stage. Find it out. You bet on how much you think this character's gonna win or lose. You get that money. You can vary it between all the betting stuff and like what they can do. It can be like slightly half sports betting because you're kind of betting on how much they're gonna do this and that. So it's kind of like it's kind of iffy. But I think this is more of standard gambling, and this is entirely sports betting. Because this is team, like, these three are team games. You are working with your team to win, not just you are basically on your own and winning. This because, oh, this kind of makes sense because you're not really sports betting on which bot with the name is actually gonna win. You just know that this character is gonna do this, and sometimes you can bet on if they're gonna do that much damage, or gonna barely win, barely like constantly lose, whatever. So it's random. Same with these. These kind of have to be random. All the stages, all the maps, except for League. League kind of has like 2 maps at most. It's the pillar. It's the one that's just straight and the one that's like the regular map. That would have to be split into 2 sports betting things. ARAM and regular. Then there's TFT. I think that's more of a fighting game. That would be more of a fighting game concept for slots. But it's really hard. That one's really difficult to kind of measure. So we're just going to do like regular league. This is regular betting, and this is sports betting. Let's get on to the sports betting side. Sports betting side, it would be this character, this bot, this a champion, whatever concept it is for that game. And you bet on over or under. Do they get Baron? Do they get Drake? Does the lane actually favor them more than the other one? How many CS do they get? how high their level gets before the game ends, or does the bot get this gun? Does this bot win with this gun? Does the bot get armor more often than not? Does the bot die more often than not? Does the bot get more headshots than normal? Does the bot use a lot more util than others do? And then does this character heal one or the other? Do they get more eliminations than the others? Do they use their ult properly? Are they making the right plays? Is everyone kind of like together or separate? Like it's all different things that you can definitely measure with sports betting. The only problem for all these you can really see is branding. All the branding stuff you have to deal with, all the loopholes with branding, and then trying to make them all sports betting. I know Nintendo's not gonna like this. For one, they obviously don't want this to be a thing because it's not giving them money, and you're not spending DLC in the Nintendo service. Capcom is not gonna like this because you're not buying costumes. You're not paying the game. You're not paying to play the game. You're paying to watch. You're just watching the game for free and betting on it and then losing money, which goes into Casino Dude, the casino owner. And then there's also probably did the same thing. Same with Valve, Blizzard, and Riot. I know Riot especially would probably get pissed. And same with Valve. Blizzard probably wouldn't care at first if it's like a casino that's like huge and not making Blizzard money, then they probably would go after it. But if it's like new, then it's like, yeah, they wouldn't care. I know Nintendo would care instantly. Same with Capcom. Capcom would probably care. Not as much as Nintendo, but they would care still. Fighting games are going to be like loophole. There's going to be so many things you have to figure out within the law system and copyright rules, and then which country can really do this more often than not. It'd be more favorable to do this in a country that doesn't have any copyright rules, technically online, because it'd be more safer. Because then you can just take down the site and not take down the place. But it's more beneficial to be in person, because you would make more money in person than you would do it online. You'll still make money online. It's just be like, at that point, if you're doing it online, just play the game and just go through a betting system where you can win personally and not the casino. Well, there's also a problem with hacking. It's gonna be mostly prominent in the sports betting one, because what if the hackers come in? Mostly, some will do it in fighting games, but it's not like huge. But in team games, this will be a problem. What if someone finds a way to get into these lobbies? At that point, you stop that bet. You hold it. You don't completely keep it and transaction it. You hold it, make a new game with the bots, and bam. What if they keep coming back? Well, then at that point, we have to figure out a way to then circumvent banning people, not the bots. Banning people, not the bots. It's gonna be really hard on League because roles are really important in this one. I would say also in CS2, but I'm not sure. This is gonna be putting this on the screen for slots for the fighting game aspect is not easy, because are you really winning? Is it really like full on like in favor of the house, or is it in favor of the customer? Is it consumer? I think this is super house-sided, because it's all in like aspects of who is going to be the better bot or CPU that's going to win, if you if you don't know this game and don't know the bots, then you're gonna lose more often than not. But if so, it's like, what if someone that knows the game and knows all the stuff in it tried to do something? Well, then we have security for a reason, or we do another thing. Put levels. Show that there's levels on the thing and the machines and in the game, so that this bot is either more unpredictable, or this bot is really easy for new people to come in and win. So then they would want to go to the higher levels and then try their luck on that one and get stuck, right? So then at that point, you would then have to make your own game to do that, because you can't ask the developers of this game to then make bots that play the entire game themselves on a level system, which would kind of really help to then just watch how League works, or have to watch how this game works. Then you get a concept idea and then you do it against the bots. Then you go into games with casual. Then you're like, okay, I have some skill that I think I'd like to improve. Go to ranked. Then do some tournaments. Try to get scouted.
I don't know why sports betting has levels now, so it makes more sense on fighting games. Yeah. These are kind of like, this would make sense. Okay, not make sense. This would be a challenge to get onto screens, right? This would mostly make sense. These three would mostly make sense for slots. What about tables? There's nothing you can do about tables. What about pinball? There's nothing you can do with pinball. What about all the card games and the Keno one that I just figured out? No. Well, that's a screen, so maybe. I guess. It's really weird. The betting things on that one's kind of weird. What about the sports betting? Well, that's mostly with TV screens and you're watching, and you're mostly using an app to do that. Also, to put this in, it would be better to put this in person than on an app or online, because, well, for CS2, this kind of be difficult because you got to figure out how to get the bots on the side, like live thing on the website or whatever, and then, yeah, no. It's just better in person because then you see the game, and then you know that this has, like, there's Loot Public Games and companies, developers, and there's the sports betting. I think it would probably be, you would have to sit somewhere, watch a screen, and then bam. It's really weird. I think this would kind of make sense for slots, but I guess it's kind of not really. I don't know. I know this makes more sense for fighting games, because this would be like, oh, this character, I bet this character because I think this character is gonna win with like over more punches than kicks and stuff like that, and then eventually they'll do their special move. I know that the fighting games where you have more than one player is gonna take forever, but it's like it's still like, it would make sense. This is confusing. Okay, yeah, this is like a lot of things you have to implement into the machines for slots. This is mostly major with slots and sports betting. Tables wouldn't make sense, but I'm trying to make an example. Same with this. So I'm gonna make an example there. This might work but the betting system on this one might be a little confusing. Fuck. I would think this is still like a decent idea because you're going off of the level like easy, hard, easy, normal, hard. But what about pro and like ranks and stuff like that, and then all the people who don't play games and all the people who do play games for a living, and that's all the pro scenes and all the content like that. Fuck. All right, all the ranks for like you know how team games have ranks. You do ranges of ranks so you can then make the bots actually like viable in the game, to where they don't just kind of do the same thing over and over again, like how CS2 bots do that. Same with Team Fortress 2 bots. Like these bots kind of have a thing, like kind of have a conscience, kind of know what they're doing, or just like they have a conscience but they're really bad at it, or it's just like the average player. So it's gonna be based on ranges for team games of ranks, like gold, like iron or bronze to plat, diamond to green ranks, or the next rank over diamond, but under master, and then master, and then to the highest rank possible is like the hard bots. What about CPU? What about the fighting ones? You wouldn't use ranks, you would just try to code it to where it's just easy, medium, hard, and either that or just leave it vanilla and whatever. Or just add a code to where they are bots and they all play each other. What about RTS? I would kind of make that a fighting game thing, but I'm not sure. I think that would also be sports betting. RTS in a way would also be sports betting. Yeah, that'd be more sports betting because it's all the resources you have to entail, scouting, plays, positioning, all the minions, or whatever. What about speed runs? Well, speedruns won't really be a major thing into gambling because it's like you're watching at that point you're watching a CPU complete the game within like maybe 10 minutes. Speedrunning wouldn't be really possible until there's really a way to make sure that gambling works with it. What about racing games? If it's not like actual racing, like Rally, F1, Gran Turismo, like if it's not an actual racing game, like if it's like Mario Kart, Blur, like a goofy racing game, then at that point you only have to use the goofy racing games. And real racing games at that point, just bet on the real thing. It wouldn't make sense to do it in a video game version. That's really, really hard. I think I would make that more of a it would be more like sports betting. So but with the UCF and the boxing game, just bet on the real thing. Mm,
the platformers and the single player ones. No. What about
Uh, hmm. I chat to see which sucks. I want my chat to be the zero. Okay, what are the problems that I face? Managing loophole, casino loophole. What? Okay.
One of the problems with bots is game data. It's really hard to tell what to do because it's like a lot of thinking. Mm. It's hard. Okay, RTS is very difficult. Yeah, it is on Twitch. It's very hard to do. It won't work.